Certain Governor Price is overestimating how organized the resistance is. While it's true there are pockets of rebellion, there has never been any evidence of a larger scale, galaxy-wide operation.
And I would like to keep it that way. Admiral Constantine.
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Thrawn was a Chiss born on Sicila a few years before the Clone Wars. He grew up in a part of the unknown regions owned by the Chiss. When he was young, he joined the Chiss military and reached the rank of commander, the youngest to ever achieve that position. While commander, he was the first Chiss to make contact with humans. Later on, he was exiled by the Chiss for his preemptive strikes on unknown forces and his overly aggressive tactics. The Empire was formed, and within a week of being exiled by the Chiss, he was briefly arrested by the Empire. He would soon be convinced to fight for the Empire. He once again rose in the ranks quickly. He conquered many worlds and brought cooperation between the Chiss and the Empire. Thrawn was one of the most important and admirable of the admirals in the Empire. Thrawn was promoted to Grand Admiral about 1 to 2 years after the destruction of the first Death Star. This was done in secret, as it would have caused outrage within the Empire. He was looked down on by many Imperials, whether it be jealousy of his rank or the fact that he wasn't human. Thrawn was sent to the unknown regions to build defenses for the eventual attack from the Yuuzhan Vong, an intergalactic war machine. Note that he was promoted numerous times, but this seems to be the most realistic one. Thrawn was in the Outer Rim when the Emperor and Vader died. While the Empire descended into chaos, Thrawn waited. When Thrawn made a move, the remaining Empire was only a quarter the size. He employed the same hit-and-run tactics the rebels used against them. He seemed unstoppable. That was until he was abruptly assassinated by his bodyguard. The reason why his bodyguard killed him was because the Empire had been secretly killing his people. It's said that had he not been killed, Thrawn would have won and potentially claimed the whole Empire for himself. Now the canon version.
Look sharp. This factory is being honored by a surprise visit from Imperial High Command.
Thank you for the introduction, Agent Gallus. My visit is not an honor, however, but an investigation.
Thrawn.
Vehicles assembled in this factory malfunction at a rate far higher than that of others. I believe poor craftsmanship is to blame, and it has cost your Empire troops and missions. This will not be tolerated.
Thrawn was in the Chiss military when they discovered an unknown force heading toward them. Thrawn was sent to find either an ally to help them or to find an enemy that they can make weaker. Survival of the fittest. Seeing the Republic as corrupt, Thrawn decided to trick the Republic, now Empire, into thinking his unknown species had been on the planet for a long time. He was quickly arrested and was brought to Palpatine on his orders. Thrawn was brought into the Imperial Navy. He led a freight for a while. Thrawn rose up in the ranks of the Imperial Navy quickly. Thrawn outsmarted an admiral and was promoted to Grand Admiral. During the events of Rebels, in summary, Thrawn meets the Rebels multiple times, fights them, and is almost killed. At the series finale, Thrawn is possibly killed when a notable rebel brings Thrawn's starship near a planet and is attacked by Purrgil. As a Purrgil, creatures who could naturally jump to hyperspace left to Lothal, Thrawn was dragged into the great unknown. It is probable that Thrawn died, but it is unclear. Now the comparison. There isn't much to go off of in a comparison, but here's the best possible. He has some broad backstory. He is from the Outer Rim. He is brought into the Imperial Navy by Palpatine, fights the rebels, although in different time periods. Legends post Episode 4, in canon, he allegedly dies before, and he eventually dies at the hands of the rebels. Star Wars lacked a godlike figure until Thrawn. Most, if not all, characters were either lucky or had problems. Legends Thrawn is a great counter to this, and he is unstoppable until he dies. The story he has is much broader and has a definitive end. Granted, Legends Thrawn had about 20 years of time to make his story, while Disney barely reached the 2 year mark. However, Disney took a character from the comics and books and turned it into an intimidating character. At the end of the day, both Thrawns have enjoyable stories. They both bring great emotions, and most importantly, haven't been in a movie yet. Perhaps a prequel Thrawn isn't a bad idea. Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content. And may the Force be with you.